Hey, this is Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers, and you're watching MUT Force. Bolt up, baby.
What's up, guys? It's the director, and the Trumpetmonkey is away on some very important business. It'll be a solo director episode of MUT Force today. Got a lot to go over, some big stuff dropping in a Madden Ultimate Team this week. Probably one of the best promos I've seen in Madden 20, probably in Madden in general. And some very exciting stuff to speculate on the future. Custom card art coming at the end of this episode. Some pretty fun stuff. You guys can weigh in on some more custom card art coming up in the future. But with that, let's get into this week's content. We're going to go through a lot of the stuff that came out this week, probably not as super detailed as we normally do in MUT Force, because I want to get to some of the juiciness at the end. But let's start here with the flashback, starting with Preston Smith. Flashback from his days as a Washington Redskin. 81 speed and a 91 card. For an outside linebacker isn't that great, but if you're just planning on using this cat as a power move, pass rusher kind of guy, he's okay. But really, we're stepping into maybe might be all right on a theme team specifically for the Redskins until he can get himself a power up. I don't remember what other teams he's been on, but I know he got signed by somebody else. Was it the Eagles? I can't remember. Let's take a look at Jameis Winston. 78 speed, which is definitely not too bad. 91 throw accuracy short, 87 medium, and 86 deep. So it would take a little finessing to get him to all the thresholds, but 89 throw power is definitely not bad. So if you're looking at the Buccaneers quarterback situation, definitely go with Steve Young in this scenario, unless you're a huge Jameis Winston fan, but I haven't met one since the great crusade of the Lobster Fest of 2000, what was it, like 12, 10? Let's take a look at the Team of the Week promo dropping earlier this week. There's been a bit of speculation when it comes to the Team of the Week promo every single week, a controversy, I should say. It feels like it's a little wishy-washy on who we decide to put in the game and who we decide to maybe pass on, because they might have a better week in the upcoming weeks. Some people seem to be a little bit irked by it. I don't mind it as much because it does give us a wider spectrum of player names to add to the database of usable top-tier talent. But you guys let me know in the comment section what you think of Team of the Week, if it needs to be tuned. I heard a lot of arguments that Devondre Campbell might have shouldn't have gotten the top tier limited this week, that there are other players available for that spot. I'm sure Trumpetmonkey has opinions on that when he comes back. But let's take a look at this Devondre Campbell. 86 speed, 6'4", right outside linebacker. That's really, really good, rivaling that of like an LT. Problem is with this guy, the tackling super high, play super high. Everything else is kind of suspect. Let's take a live look at his zone. Maybe he's more of like a 3-4 kind of outside linebacker. Zone at 82, so he's actually not bad. You're taking a look at right outside linebacker. Who else do we have out there? We got Smith from the Jaguars. I think he's pretty good, so this might be a good substitute for that on specifically a Falcons themed team. But other than that, I think you can easily pass on this guy until his price comes way down, because the limited is just going to make this card, it's not worth what you're going to be paying for it. Take a look at the offense. The hero John Brown coming in for the Bills. The Bills did need help at wide receiver. They got it with John Brown. 93 speed. Route running's actually pretty decent all the way around. 86, 89, and 93 across the board. Catching is definitely decent as well. That spec catch is what you're going to be looking at. You know, those deep 50-50 balls down the field. He's going to come up with more of those spectacular catches than other items in the game right now. So John Brown, I like it. You know, there was speculation on who might be getting this card, but I feel like John Brown, that's just fine. I think Lamar Jackson had a really big week last week, and people were expecting him to get another boost through Team of the Week. I understand why that didn't happen, and we'll go through this in more detail towards the later end of the episode. I feel like they have to be intelligent with when they release certain big name players, and that can dictate them not getting an item when they technically deserve it, because it's being saved for something later down the road, something we saw more like recently, and we'll get into that again towards the later end of the episode. Joe Mixon getting a bump, 87 overall. Joe Mixon, dudes. Talk about falling off the wagon a little bit. The Bengals as a whole, Joe Mixon himself is like the best player they've got on their team by far, and it kind of sucks to see him hindered in the way he has been this season. I took him in fantasy football. I ended up trading him way early because it just seemed like the Bengals are out of sync, and I don't know if there's much they can do to right the ship this season. It seems like they are in the full tank for Burrow, or whatever the saying is right now, bomb for Burrow mode, and I think they should just probably stick to it. But till then, hopefully Joe Mixon at least gets a couple upgrades. I know you guys got Corey Dillon at halfback as well, so you can get a nice 1-2 punch with Joe Mixon and Dillon. But until then, you know, Dillon is definitely the move. DJ Chark, who's been kind of a surprise add to the Jaguars' deep threat this season. Wide receiver, even guys like Minshew were able to make him look fantastic. Now they got Nick Foles back, and he definitely had himself a bit of an outing. 92 speed at 6'4" is really good, dudes. That's rivaling that of a Randy Moss at this point. And if he's able to get, let's say like golden tickets come back at some point this season, and you're able to choose DJ Chark as your special item. You know, if you guys don't remember what golden tickets were, you could choose any card in the game, just basically make him a God mode card, 99 overall. If that could happen at some point, I see DJ Chark having a lot of potential. Maybe even in future Maddens, Madden 21, Madden 22, we see this guy like absolutely ball out, and he becomes one of the newer Randy Moss kind of attributed items in Madden Ultimate Team. I like the kid quite a bit, and I hope he has a good future there in Jacksonville. Josh Allen, speaking of good futures, hold on, we gotta refuel here a second. Speaking of good futures, Josh Allen, if he progresses into the quarterback a lot of us thought he would become through his next, I don't know, 2 or 3, 4 seasons, he could become one of the better MUT items in the game. He's got a combination of speed at 81. Remember, there's an 85 overall card. 81 speed is nothing to shake a stick at. You got guys like Cam Newton out here with similar speed, and they put up quite a bit in head-to-head as far as throwing down points and making good plays. 94 throw power is where this card stands out, and I think this card will serve as a solo quarterback where you just need to bomb it deep. You need some sort of budget guy. I see a lot of guys rolling out with really good throw power, guys with like Moss and streak specialists and stuff like that. That throw power is definitely going to be really nasty as he continues to get more upgrades. So Josh Allen, not bad. Jakeem Grant had himself, a pair of touchdowns last week. 93 speed, definitely not bad. Again, another item where as he continues to get upgrades, if he does, because it's the Dolphins we're talking about, may take a minute, he could be a really deadly item in MUT as well. Deebo Samuel starting to have a bit of a outlier game in San Francisco. I think he'll continue to get upgrades too. And then Jonathan Williams, we had a Thursday night game. I only know he had a good game because I played up against him in fantasy in a couple of leagues, and he put up like 24 points. Now I know Marlon Mack is a really, really good running back, but I don't know, man. I think Jonathan Williams could put up a good fight as their permanent starter if he keeps up the good work, man. 83 speed on an 78 overall card too. He might translate into a half decent running back for Ultimate Team if he ends up getting a top tier card. Joe Sherbert, the hero, or Schobert, the hero for the Browns. 84 speed at 6'1". It's okay. Browns themed teams, you'll be able to put good use to this card. Other than that, 80 zone is definitely not bad. He's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none kind of MUT item. And 97 play rec is definitely pretty crazy. I want to see what that 99 play rec looks like in head-to-head. So if you Browns themed teamers have any clips or any stories of how this guy has performed for you, let me know in the comment section below, because 97 play rec, I have to assume means something. And if you're looking at a coverage linebacker, 80 zone on top of that, because 80 zone I think is definitely going to get the job done. He could be borderline glitchy. So I'd like to see how he performs on the field. Marcus Williams coming up next, free safety for the Saints. 87 speed, 91 play rec. The zone leaves something to be desired, but definitely not bad. Michael Bennett, 70 speed left and 88 overall. Definitely not too bad, but definitely not too good. So it just depends on you if you've got the right theme team to make that happen. Next up is the big one. And I think this is what if Trumpetmonkey were here, I can already hear what he's saying in my head. How did Max Crosby not get the upgrade for Team of the Week this year? It's a trap. I don't know why he's Admiral Akbar all of a sudden, but Max Crosby came out and had, 4 sacks in a game, which got to be close to like a Raiders record, something along the lines. There's got to be some statage out there that says that was a really good performance as an individual in NFL history. He ended up not getting the LTD. And even though it was against the lowly Chargers, or not against Chargers, but even though it was a good outing, I just feel like that definitely is in the conversation for LTD, or maybe even like a hero at the end of the day. But really what it comes down to is the Falcons had a really good defensive performance, and that's probably why they chose one of their players. So I get it, I understand it, but I'm thinking about you, Trumpetmonkey. I understand. I think that he definitely could have been worthy of one of the top spots. Shelby Harris, again, probably a pass card right now. Any of these guys that don't stand out as far as like speed, acceleration, more of theme team fodder to maybe fill out those special teams at this point. And that was the team of the week items. Take a look at the heavyweights. Brandon Brooks coming in, reinforcing that already pretty good Eagles offensive line. 93 strength, which is pretty crazy. Very decent pass blocking chems and a bit lackluster run blocking chems. This is something that we talk about all the time, my force. The offensive line, as far as they're concerned, you really want to target the legends, because the legends are more than likely going to have much superior blocking stats and attributes than the guys currently active in the NFL. And I guess they've kind of earned the right to have that. But it is kind of strange. Guys like Brandon Brooks, premier tackles, guards, and centers currently playing in the NFL don't seem to stack up to the legends even close at this point, even though they have similar overalls. Also, one thing to keep an eye out for, I've been thinking a lot about how the new abilities coming into the game are going to affect who you choose on your offensive line. And that comes into play with dudes like Tom Brady, who I think in the near future, or at least field general quarterbacks, the near future, they're going to be getting upgrades to 94 overall, which is finally going to let us unlock abilities like Protected, which activates on your entire offensive line, giving you better pass protection every single play. I'm telling you, when this chem comes out, this ability, it is going to change the game of Madden Ultimate Team, okay? Now, that actually puts into perspective what I want out of my offensive line, because if I'm rolling out with a Phillip Rivers, when he finally gets his 94 overall, even though he probably doesn't deserve it right now, he will already have the most amazing offensive line because of that ability. So now I can start targeting guys from my offensive line that have really glitchy run blocking stats, because Phillip Rivers has got him covered as far as the passing protection goes. So I think that's just something to kind of keep an eye out for, something to keep in mind of. If you're a field general kind of quarterback and you're expecting to get the top tier field general guy, once we see one come out that's at least a 94 overall, you can expect the pass protection to increase quite a bit. Mario Addison, right end for the Panthers. I think Julius Peppers is a left end, so you should be fine there. Just go ahead and add him to the theme team. 78 speed is definitely not bad. It's not great, because I like to see at this point in Madden 80 plus speed on my pass rushers, but he's definitely okay because he hits that 92 finesse move, which means you can put edge threat on him as well as finesse specialist. And as long as you've got 2 abilities on your edge rushers, I think you'll be all right. So Mario Addison, he's all right. Let's take a look at the veterans. Veterans, more times than not, are pretty disappointing, and I don't know if this week is any different. I did see a lot of guys. I have a lot of Giants friends in my Madden clan, and they seem to be pretty happy about Antoine Bethea. 84 speed. Again, when you've got team chems, you can't throw sprinter and stuff on these guys. It looks like the speed is all right. But it's purely for a depth perspective, I think, when it comes to veterans at this point. I got a Darren Sproles a little while back, and he's just my running back 3 right now. And I'm happy to have him on the team because he boosts my chemistries and overall a little bit. But other than that, I don't know if they serve much of a purpose unless they're a really standout veteran card. And that can be said about Alex Smith as well. The Redskins, I don't know who you guys have at quarterback right now, but I don't think Alex Smith is the answer to your prayers. 94 throw actually short is great. So if you're just sitting out there throwing, wheels, you're at flat routes and stuff like that, you should be fine. Other than that, 85 throw power, 81 deep, 84 medium. Gross. Don't at me. Let's take a look at a couple of cards. I want to go through this more in depth with Trumpetmonkey, so I'll save a little bit of my my reaction for when we have another episode with him. But I'll go through a few of these cards just to kind of give you my opinion on them. Michael Irvin, I think, is one of the better values in Madden right now. I don't know why. I think it's because of his set. You get a lot of free training by doing, at least you did at the beginning, by doing his set. You can sell all of the Nat cards that came back with Michael Irvin for like 14K trainings, 17, 21, something like that. So a lot of people did his set. And now he's going for like under 400,000 coins as of when I'm recording this video. And I think that's a spectacular value for someone that offers 92 speed and then route running for days, catching for days. Probably the best wide receiver in MUT, at least until we get the NFL 100 segment for the wide receivers. He is very, very, very good. And I have played up against this card. Matter of fact, I think I played up against KKS, who had this card, and he was making some crazy catches that he definitely should not have made. Good game. If you guys want to check that out, it is on the channel from yesterday. Very, very tight match between me and KKS. So fantastic item there. You get the power up. Let's take a look at the Night Train Lane 90. Okay, before I even read out the stats, dude, this is the best cornerback in the game of Madden Ultimate Team. The speed is top notch. The zone is top notch. You can get the man up to the 90 really easily with Chem. And then there's a whole bunch of hidden stuff on Night Train Lane I wanted to show you, dudes. Take a look at this. And you got to kind of like use them creatively because of all. I mean, first off, look at this. MUT head ratings, you know, between 94 and 99 all across the board, which is insane. All right, the coverage stats, the general stats are all easily boosted, all very top tier. And then you take a look at his catching. 78 on the cornerback is definitely standout. And then you start taking a look a little bit deeper. Let's go into his upgrade segment right now. He's got stuff that I don't see on any other cornerbacks. Let me know if you guys see any standouts like this too. Let's take a look here. Defense, special teams. Okay. 88 spin move on a cornerback is weird. 90 juke move on a cornerback is weird. 93 break tackle, 93 elusiveness, 90 ball carrier vision. I suspect some people might try and get sneaky and put this guy at maybe kick or punt returner, because these are some serious moves with some serious speed that not a lot of people maybe even notice it's on this card. Why is this here? You know, I mean, I'm too young to have seen Night Train Lane play, but he must have done something absolutely crazy to deserve 93s and 90s, you know, with these ball carrier moves and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. Let me know in the comment section if you're using Night Train Lane in any sort of creative way to utilize those special attributes that I guess I didn't notice at first, which is kind of crazy. Other than that, again, I played a same gameplay against KKS. I played up against Night Train Lane. I don't remember being too threatened by him because I was running a lot because I had Jim Brown. But he's definitely a cornerback to watch out for in head-to-head. And again, he's at a very affordable price point as far as a top tier, 94 overall, 450K, somewhere around there, and he'll continue to drop as we get into the Blitz promo. Blitz promo is going to be big, dudes. I'm hoping to get something out, you know, midweek to help you guys get prepared for that, but expect Night Train Lane to probably dip even lower with the Blitz promo coming up in the next couple of days. One more thing to keep a note on that, too. I saw on Reddit that they're going to be putting in a new currency for Blitz specifically. So Blitz is all but confirmed at this point, and you can always expect the Blitz promo to come in around Black Friday. So I would say it's almost a guarantee at this point, okay? Let's take a look at some of these guys. You guys know what these are all about. Thanksgiving is a very big day for NFL football, and all the teams, or at least some of the teams playing, have an item that can upgrade depending on their performance in the Thanksgiving game. I won't go too far into depth with these guys, but Dak Prescott is definitely pretty good. If he can get up one more overall, he'll be able to get Escape Artist, which is pretty big for people. Micah Hyde is okay. I would less recommend doing him. Calvin Ridley's pretty good, but I don't expect him to have a big game. Same thing goes for TJ Hawkinson. Roquan Smith is very interesting. I wouldn't mind trying him out because he's got some pretty desirable stats, especially if they get upgraded. The Marshawn Lattimore is definitely one of the top tier cornerbacks in the game as he gets higher tier cards. So he's very, very good too. Some of the turkey stuffers that have been pretty good. A free 92 overall, which is fantastic. I'm speculating that we're going to be getting house rules this week, which will probably give us another one of these guys. If we're really lucky, we get something from the NFL 100 promo, but maybe not. I'm guessing it's going to be another one of these 92 Nat cards, which EA, listen to the words coming out of my mouth, okay? If you're going to give us a 92 overall Nat Harvest card, I need you guys to lower the amount of days required to play this because it's going to be landing right in Thanksgiving week. So give it 2-3 days max and a very low win requirement. I'm talking 30, 25 wins. okay? Because people got families, people are going to be spending time for the holidays with them, and I want to make sure as many people as possible have the opportunity to participate, even though we'll be spending time with our loved ones. And so if we can get a 48-hour event with 25 wins for a Nat player of one of these 92s, I think it'll leave a lot of people happy and it'll allow a lot of people to participate. Tom Brady's pretty good. When he gets a 94 or above, he's going to be absolutely glitchy with protector. Quentin Nelson should be almost everybody's pick. Nat offensive lineman. We're always saying never pass up on a good Nat offensive lineman. And we're always saying that legends are top tier. Quentin Nelson stands out. He's very, very good, even as non-legend, and I'm going to be adding him to my team, especially if we get a Nat one for free via house rules. But that's my prediction we're going to be getting there. Zach Ertz is okay, probably better on a theme team. Odell Beckham Jr. is a fantastic choice if you plan on keeping him, as maybe your slot receiver or your wide receiver too for the rest of the year. He's not bad. Joey Bosa. Oh my God, it's Joey Bosa. We finally got another Joey Bosa. I got to tell you what, dudes. 96 finesse move stock. He's definitely got 99 on my team. 88 power move. I think he's got 91 on my team. And then juice stats everywhere else. 84 speed. He's been a wrecking ball. In some formations, I like to put him inside as my DT2, lining up right next to LT. And he's a wrecking ball, dude. He's absolutely game changing. Ryan Kerrigan. I don't know why they brought Ryan Kerrigan for this Harvest promo, but he's okay. 91 finesse move. You get him on the outside with edge threat too. He's all right. AJ Boye's good. But I think I'm at the point in Madden where I want 90 plus speed on my cornerbacks, and that's even with chems and stuff. So he's not bad, but he might be a little slow considering what the meta is nowadays. And then Adrian Amos, 91 speed, top tier strong safety in the game. Can't go wrong with Adrian Amos. Okay, guys, that's my thoughts on the Harvest promo as of right now. Maybe me and Trumpetmonkey go a little bit deeper on it in the next episode of MUT Force, but I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about with the Harvest promo or the Blitz promo coming up next. Let's get into probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen in Madden after we get through the Legends real quick. Okay, we're going to do NFL 100 right after this, folks. The Legends coming out this week. A couple of things to note before we break down these players. One, we didn't see an LTD this week, and that's due to the NFL 100, which we'll break down here in a moment. I wouldn't expect to see an LTD until that promo has come to fruition or has completed at the end of December. But until then, we are getting a lot of legends when you pack them together with the NFL 100 guys. So definitely don't complain about that. We're getting a lot of new guys, and it's starting to balance out a little bit. If you guys looked at the last MUT Force episode, I kind of complained a little bit about how fewer new legends we're going to be getting for the remainder of the MUT season because we already know most of them coming out as repeats of the NFL Diamonds, the Team Diamonds sets. Okay, that promo kind of revealed what a lot of the legends are going to be from here on out. Darnell Dockett being a good example of that. Okay, what NFL 100 did by adding so many more legends throughout the next 5 weeks, I think, which are remaining, that adds a little bit more mystery. And I'm super excited to see how that pans out, because now instead of getting 3 legends a weekend, we're going to be getting 7 legends a weekend, 6 legends a weekend. That's pretty dang good, dude. So keep all that in mind. Let's take a look at Randall Cunningham. 88 speed, 88 short, 83 medium, 92 deep. Under pressure is great. On the run is great. Play action is great. This is a fantastic item. 93 throw power is really, really good in the combination of, I think he's a scrambling quarterback. So yeah, I think guys that have, let's see, Randall Cunningham was also a Raven. So I think guys that have Lamar Jackson can probably sit him for a while until Lamar gets something of a playoff kind of card that ups all of his accuracies as well. Because I think Randall Cunningham has got him beat, even though he's a little bit slower. Having that, a little bit less speed to trade off for so much better throwing accuracy is definitely a good trade-off in my opinion. So Randall Cunningham is a huge win for this weekend. I think he was a Vikings player as well. Anybody that has him on their theme team, or if anybody's looking for a solid scrambling quarterback, I think Randall Cunningham is your guy. Take a look at Darnell Dockett, defensive tackle. Again, legends are legends, man. These guys are really, really good. 91 strength, 91 block shed, 91 power move. Very, 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 very good defensive tackle. I would definitely say he's pretty much a must pick up for any Cardinals themed teams, but definitely one of the better, if not one of the best defensive tackles in the game. What was his name? Henderson. Definitely kind of take a back seat to this guy, because he's definitely have a lot more speed than him. So you guys in 4-3 and stuff like that, this is probably a must get if you want a God Squad caliber team. Let's refuel. No way sponsored by Monster Energy Drink. Let's take a look at the craziest thing I've seen in Madden in quite some time. Definitely one of the craziest things of all time I've seen in Madden Ultimate Team. The NFL is putting out a new event called NFL 100. It's going to be the top 100 players of all time kind of thrown onto one team. And when I say one team, I don't mean a 53-man roster. They're doing 100 players in total with, I think, 10 coaches, okay? So every single week, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, they're going to be showing a new episode on NFL Network, pretty much crowning it. It's kind of like their version of Hall of Fame, but it's like an all-time team, okay? This past week, we got running backs. And these items are some of the best we've seen to date in Madden 20. Let's break these down and then I'll tell you why these guys are special. Barry Sanders, 93 speed. On a lot of people's teams, that translates to 96 or 97 speed. Awesome. Break tackle. That's the biggest thing I noticed. I played up against him again in my game versus KKS. That guy was breaking tackles like crazy. There's one punt return, which I'm sure a lot of you saw in that video. I could not believe due to that break tackle attribute right there. That rating just absolutely blows my mind. The speed, agility is a really big one too with this card, and acceleration. He's definitely a sticks kind of running back. One of my favorite to ever play the game, and he's definitely one of the like hugest threats in Madden Ultimate Team since he started coming into that program. So very, very, very good card. Emmitt Smith, 94 overall Cowboys player, 91 speed, so he's definitely not as fast as the rest of these halfbacks, but guys, you really can't go wrong with any of these dudes. If Emmitt Smith is like your favorite running back, definitely pick him up because he's not bad. He's not going to be, I think it's not like he's so much worse, right? He's not the best out of the four, but he's better than probably every other running back in Madden Ultimate Team other than these NFL 100 players. 93 agility, 93 carry, 91 speed, acceleration. He's just absolutely insane. So keep that in mind. Emmitt Smith, not bad. But if I were to choose any of them, which might surprise some of you guys, Eric Dickerson might be my choice. I've played against him quite a bit since this promo came out, and the biggest thing I noticed about Eric Dickerson, one, he has this X factor, which again, I'll explain a little bit more here in a second, but it comes pre-activated when you come into the game. He breaks a lot of tackles. Okay, and whenever you tackle Eric Dickerson, he always falls forward for like 5 more yards, which can get really frustrating if you're just pounding the inside zone over and over and over again. And that's really, really tough to stop, especially if your defense is designed to stop the pass to add pressure to the quarterback. And I think I'm gonna have to readjust what my defense is a little bit in order to stop this new meta, which is these 4 running backs. But I think Eric Dickerson stands out as my favorite. My second favorite, it really is a toss-up between Barry Sanders. Barry gets the edge because he's like my favorite out of the 4 as far as a name. But Jim Brown, my God, this guy is really good. This is the player I used up against KKS. And what's special about Jim Brown? He's a power halfback, so that's his archetype. He also gets jukebox. So we finally got I think Mark Ingram had it too, but he's definitely not as good as Jim Brown. You get jukebox, you get bruiser, and then you can add one of the zone abilities, and that is huge with a bruiser back. If you can juke and you can stiff arm and you can chain or you can truck, that is pretty big. And I noticed it in a lot of games. I didn't do so great against KK, but I played a lot of head-to-head with Jim Brown, and he is just so much fun, dudes. I like him quite a bit. I would definitely say if you're a fan of Jim Brown, definitely pick him up. He's not a bad option there. So you guys let me know in the comments, who did you like best from these running backs? And it's okay if you decide to go Barry Sanders because he's your favorite player. He's going to be a lot of favorite for a lot of people here in this community because, you know, he's very well known in the community. But guys like Eric Dickerson and Jim Brown, if you guys would give him a shot, let me know what you think. Now let's get to a really fun segment of MUT Force. You guys know if you've been watching for a long time, when something cool happens in Madden, I go a little bit crazy, I go a little bit wild, and I like to check out my predictions of what's going to happen in the future. And you take a look at these NFL 100 guys, it's pretty exciting to speculate about because we already kind of have a blueprint of who we might see in the coming weeks. Now, before we get into who I think is going to be coming to the game, there is custom card art, guys. I'm going to show you guys why I am doing what I'm doing in the order that I'm doing it. Somebody posted on my Twitter the schedule of what we're going to be seeing in the next, 5-6 weeks of this NFL 100 program. Okay? So November 22nd, we did running backs. It was amazing. It was one of the best drops we've ever seen in Madden 20. That was this last Friday on the 22nd. On the 29th, we're going to be seeing defensive line and linebackers. So right now, I'm going to be going over the defensive line and linebackers with you guys, including card art that I especially put together just for you guys here in MUT Force. Let's get going, dudes. Let's start with Mean Joe Green. As we're going through this, I'm going to kind of give you guys a reason why to who I'm choosing and why I think the number is where it's at. Mean Joe Green. 78 speed, 84 excel, 94 strength, 89 tackle, 92 play rec, 95 block shed, 94 power move, 73 finesse move. I think that's a pretty fair prediction of what we might see with Mean Joe Green. But Mean Joe Green's definitely one of the better known and most thought upon defensive tackles we've ever seen in the NFL. I would be shocked if Mean Joe didn't make, I think there's 12 players that they choose in total, and they're bulking together the linebackers and defensive linemen this episode. I'd be shocked if Mean Joe is not on that list. And if he is on that list, we've seen Mean Joe in Madden Ultimate Team before, so I would not be shocked to see him as one of the added players to Madden Ultimate Team. Okay, so Mean Joe Green, official first prediction. Keep in mind as we go through this, with the running backs, we saw some guys that we've already seen this season, including Jim Brown. Okay, and Emmitt Smith, who was a pre-order guy. So some of the names you're going to see on these predictions are going to be repeats, but I think that's because it makes it easier on EA. They don't have to go out and acquire as many rights to different player likeliness and names, and definitely upgrades are welcome for some of these players. So defensive line and linebacker, first one up is Mean Joe Green. Next up, we got Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones. Now, there is an argument for maybe Reggie White, maybe Michael Strahan, but I see a lot of NFL love towards Deacon Jones whenever I turn on Football Life, whenever I turn on, just in general, the past of NFL is vastly appreciative towards Deacon Jones. If we were to get an upgrade to him, which he's already been in the game this season with some of the NFL Epic solos we had at the beginning of the year, we'll definitely probably be seeing him again soon because of the NFL 100. I predict 81 speed, 87 acceleration, 93 strength, 90 tackle, 91 play rec, 90 block shedding, 94 power move, and 87 finesse move. Deacon Jones going to be wild, dudes. I think you'll be able to put edge threat on him. You'll be able to put power move specialist. And I think he's going to be a lot faster than people give him credit for, because I noticed on his card that he has a bit of lower speed, but his acceleration is absolutely wild. So maybe that makes up a little bit for that lack of speed, but he's definitely one of the better cards in the game at end when he has a high tier item. Next up, we got Junior Seau, dude. I know a lot of you guys in the comment section are probably roasting me right now. Siege, why are you favoring the Chargers? I don't want to hear it, man. You think of the best linebackers that ever played in the NFL, in the history of the game. Junior Seau is 100 million% in that conversation every single time. Now, I'm not going to lie and say it was an easy decision. It was not an easy decision. The Bears have an abundant amount of middle linebackers that are definitely going to be on that list on Friday. Dick Butkus was probably the biggest one I had to think about before picking Junior Seau. The reason I didn't choose Dick Butkus or maybe Mike Singletary is because of the oversaturation the Bears already have at middle linebacker. You got Roquan Smith, who's a top tier Madden item already. You've got Brian Urlacher, who's definitely really crazy. They're good at middle linebacker. But I would not be surprised if we saw Dick Butkus, if we saw, Mike Singletary or something like that as well. But I think Junior Seau stands out. I think he's going to make the top. I think it's 10 or 12 that they do every single week. And I think he's going to be a very, very good item, specifically for those guys that they got him on their theme teams, including obviously me, a Chargers fan. And then you got your Miami Dolphins and New England Patriots fans as well. Let's take a look at my predictions for Junior Seau. Junior Seau got pegged at, he's 6'3", 88 speed, 92 acceleration, 86 strength, 95 tackle, 97 play rec, 91 block shed, 74 power move, 89 finesse move, and then off screen attributes, he'll have decent zone, maybe in the 70s, but nothing crazy. Junior Seau will definitely be a very unique item where he can go down and rush the passer from the middle linebacker position, and then he's definitely a good user with that height and pretty decent speed as well. So I like Junior Seau. If you guys agree with me in the comment section below, show me some support, because I've always got an army of people coming for my head when I try and get a Chargers player added to a specific promo. Y'all calm down. Bears got enough middle linebacker. If it's not Junior Seau, you're giving the Bears 5 more decent middle linebackers. The last guy on this list, nobody's going to be surprised about. Lawrence Taylor, who in my opinion is the best linebacker in NFL history. And I don't think it's even close, dudes. I think a lot of you would agree that Lawrence Taylor has separated himself by a mile as far as his talent and what he was able to do on the field back in his day. And it really translates into Madden Ultimate Team, dudes. Like, this card every year, no matter what phase we're in, as soon as he's released, he breaks the game. And it's kind of fun when he breaks the game. None of us are really complaining, because we respect the name of Lawrence Taylor. I peg Lawrence Taylor 6'3", 88 speed, 91 excel, 89 strength, 89 tackle, 88 play rec, 89 block shed, 93 power move, 91 finesse move. I want you guys to know I'm not pulling these stats out of my butt. Okay, I go through, I look at the other items, I look at the history on how these items are upgraded, and I make an educated guess. Okay, I think the stats would be pretty close to this. Maybe he's a little bit slower than 88 speed, but I would fully expect over the 90 threshold for both power and finesse move, and when powered up, probably block shedding as well. And that opens up a huge avenue towards what you can put on him as far as abilities are concerned. You imagine a Lawrence Taylor with finesse specialist, power specialist, and edge threat. With that kind of speed, I think he's a must on every single team. I switched to 3-4 specifically for Lawrence Taylor a while back. I was like, he's just too good, and I need to give him the best a possible chance to succeed on every single down. So I switched to 3-4. I loved 4-3 for a long time, but Lawrence Taylor is just a huge difference maker at that position. So let me know what you guys think of our first round of predictions for NFL 100. Again, expect the brand new episode to air on NFL Network at 8 p.m. this Friday, and slowly but surely you'll get to see the candidates of who we might be seeing in Madden Ultimate Team. Now, I know there's probably a couple of you in the comment section like, whoa, shouldn't we be getting 4 linebackers and 4 defensive linemen? That could happen, but at the same time, I think it's more realistic to say that we're going to get 4 in total, and they'll spread them out throughout all of the different positions, being, you know, right outside linebacker, left outside linebacker, right end, left end, D tackle, all that stuff. So I just kind of chose 4 of, I think, a highly likely scenario of who we're going to get. And again, Seau is definitely close to my heart, so you guys let me know who you would rather seen in that scenario too. But I think these are 4 really solid picks that are definitely huge contenders on who might be getting cards next Friday. Now, next week, I'm going to be doing this every single week, guys, as we continue to get closer and closer to the coveted quarterback position episode in December 27th. So next week on MUT Force, we're going to be showing the defensive backs and safeties episode. I'm going to be doing some custom card art for them. I bring this up because I want you guys to get involved in the comment section below. It's not as easy to change my mind right now because it's basically set in stone who is the best and who is okay and who was just all right. I've got a pretty good blueprint of who I might choose, but plead your case. Let me know who you think deserves a top tier defensive back, safeties, and all that kind of stuff. And also keep in mind, some of these cards I chose specifically because it's very scenario based on what items they already have in the game. LT currently has a 90 overall, and an upgrade to 94 is a big upgrade. But I'm gonna kind of a spoiler right here with the defensive backs and safeties. Deion Sanders is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best, corner in the game of all time. But he just got a limited edition MUT 10 item, and at 92 getting a bump to 94 overall, I don't see that happening in NFL 100, at least for this promo. So I think he's going to make the list, maybe even as number 1 in the actual show. But as far as getting an item in MUT, I don't think that's going to happen. So keep that in mind when you're putting predictions into the comment section. That's something to keep an eye out for. If the player already has an upgrade that's pretty close to what he would be getting in NFL 100, maybe choose a different guy. But don't be afraid to be obscure too. There's probably guys I've never heard of There were some guys in the NFL Top 100 show that I had never heard of that I thought would make pretty cool MUT items as well. That's all I've got for this week's episode of MUT Force, guys. Don't forget to put your comments in the comments section below. I hope you guys had a good time. Trumpetmonkey, we'll be seeing you next week, man. I'm hoping we might be getting a video out for NFL Blitz very soon. And if you guys enjoyed what we saw here, please hit us up with a like and sub. I noticed today that we passed 6,000 subscribers. I don't upload as much as other YouTubers, so the amount of support that you guys give me, it's really appreciated, guys. Definitely feeling the love over here at MUT Force. Trumpetmonkey and I will continue to do it. We absolutely love what we do, and absolutely, again, guys, thank you so much for the support. Well, this has been MUT Force, guys. This has been the director. Again, hit us up with a like and sub if you like MUT Force every week, Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Till next time, stay frosty.
Last chance, 4th and long, finding the will to bolt up. Bundle up, cause you know we stay frosty. I take my frosty chocolate, vanilla, or swirl. MUT Master YouTuber, come on, let's give it a whirl. MUT Madden Twitch streamer, put the snowman to shame. Staying frosty's the only way we stay alive in this game. They're reffing the match, directors directing the game. Scared of my underdog team, you know them gods will be slain. Stay frosty.